Hey, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Hillary, and you can call us,
The Garden Tarts.
Kissing lips and breaking hearts.
We have been bestest friends for over 25 years, and we love to talk you too.
We've had some super ridiculous adventures, and now this podcast, which is pretty much all opinion with a handful of facts thrown in.
Why a U2 podcast? Because as much as we love talking U2, we know you do too.
So sit down, grab a drink, and find us on Instagram and Twitter so we can chat.
Hey there, listeners. If you're a U2 fan, you are more than likely aware of the work that Bono has done and continues to do in Africa. It's amazing work, and the exciting thing is you can get involved too. There are two simple ways. 1. Go to one.org and sign up to fight against extreme poverty. 2. Visit red.org to shop. What? Shopping helps? It sure does. By purchasing Red branded products, you are contributing to the Global Fund, which supports HIV/AIDS grants in many African countries. As your man says, where you live should not decide whether you live or whether you die. So head on over to one.org and red.org to join the Garden Tarts in doing our part to end AIDS.
Well, welcome to a fun, hopefully, little mini app from us.
I hope it's fun. We're saying it's fun. If it's not, ask for your money back.
I was actually saying hopefully. I assume it'll be fun, but the mini part is
Oh.
what I was skeptical of.
That's different. Yes, I hope it's mini because I am super sleepy.
Yeah, me too. Just the other day, I was in the middle of some conversation on Twitter, and for some reason we were talking about time. And someone said, I've listened to some of your podcast episodes, and I'm not sure the Garden Tarts are aware of time.
No, we have. Hey, we have waited on sidewalks for like 6 straight hours, and nothing has come from that. So we can talk for a while. We can keep that going.
We've worked that muscle out. It is at full strength.
Yeah. We definitely are not aware of time, that's for sure.
Not when we're together.
So the title of this podcast is supposed to be 4 Fun Facts because we like fun and facts and alliteration.
And 4 fun facts that are U2 related.
That is correct, but that's a given, I would think.
I would hope so.
Yeah. We would entertain other 4 facts if you guys have any suggestions. Speaking of which, if you do have questions, let us know. We might answer them.
Yeah, we want to do a whole episode that is answering listener questions. And we've got a good handful, but we need more.
Yes.
So send them in. Find us on the social medias, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and either add us or DM us and tell us your question.
Yeah, we would.
What do you want to know?
We're excited.
Yeah. It would be nice if it was a U2 related question, but
We'll
you
take
can
whatever
submit anything.
Yeah, submit. That's true.
Yeah. So before we get going, I want to say hi to some cities that have been listening to us.
What are these cities?
We have Syracuse, New York.
Ooh, it's cold there.
I know. In Potomac, Maryland.
I've been there.
I thought you'd like that. Toledo, Ohio. We've both been there.
We've been there. And
Saw a horse on the side of the highway.
We did. That's the best part of Toledo. And it came up on my feed the other day.
A quote from Amanda.
Garden Tart Amanda said if she had $1 for every time she saw a horse on the road in Toledo, she'd have $1.
It was dark. It was so dark out, and we were like, are we all really seeing this?
We were coming back from a Joshua Tree show in Detroit.
Yes.
And it was really late at night, and we were exhausted. And we're driving on the road, and there's this guy on a horse just on a normal highway kind of thing. And no one said anything for a few minutes, and then Amanda was just like, just in case you guys wanted to know, I've never seen that before.
And then her parents didn't believe us.
It really happened. I'm pretty sure it happened.
I mean, every day I'm a little less sure. But or a
I
little
was
more. It
I was
happened.
pretty delusional and exhausted, and it was a really great show. So who knows? But I'm pretty sure that happened.
We
Especially
all
because
saw it.
we didn't immediately say, "Oh my God, there's a guy on a horse on the highway in Toledo." It was just like, okay. And then Amanda finally said, "Yeah, that's not normal."
I
Like,
was just
oh, we
thinking,
all
well,
did see it.
maybe that's a thing. No. Oh my gosh. Well, let's also say hi to our listener in Leeds, England, Hamilton, Scotland, Paddington in New South Wales, Australia, someone in Panama. I can't see the city. Sometimes our analytics don't give us the cities. But Panama, that's a new country for us.
That's exciting.
Very cool. And my favorite, Sally Noggin in Ireland.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome all of you
Sally
from all of your
Noggin.
countries and cities and continents.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We're very honored to have you here.
Tell all your friends and then go leave us a review in iTunes. And as
Please.
much as that makes us so happy, it also helps people find us because the more reviews we have, the higher we show up on lists. We would be forever, forever grateful for that help.
And though we should have thicker skin because, we're putting ourselves out there, my feelings get really hurt when people don't write nice things. So I'm just giving you a heads up. The only thing you're going to accomplish is me crying.
So please only read 5-star reviews.
You don't have to do that, but just if you're critical, please be nice about it instead of vicious.
Gentle.
Because I will just hide my head under the covers and cry for a night. I wear my feelings on my sleeve.
She really does.
I really, really do. You have no idea.
So fly to Virginia and come give you a hug.
Why don't you do that anyway?
I'll do that in like 2 weekends.
Okay.
Okay.
The
Sounds
weekend
good.
after next.
How about I bring you some Jameson cold brew whiskey?
That would be a really good deal.
I'm thinking about bringing 2 bottles, one for you to have and one for us to drink.
Do what you gotta do, Jenny.
That way we don't drink your bottle.
Thank you.
I'll see
Do whatever you gotta do.
I'll see what happens with my packing.
Okay.
It'll be contingent on that.
And while you're here, we're gonna have a lot of fun drinking adventures. We're gonna go to a distillery and a cidery and an
Ooh,
Irish pub.
I like all those things.
Yeah.
Those are
And
all my
a Hilton bistro.
Why not just throw that on in there?
Throw that in there too. We don't really drink that much, to tell you the truth. Most
We
of the time,
really don't.
I'm just tired and.
I know
But
people probably think
we
we're drinking all
have-
the time, but really we're just drinking when we record.
I know. I don't generally drink anything at home ever. It's
Hmm.
very rare unless I have company or I'm super sad because someone said something mean.
Aw.
What are you drinking? I assume I know.
I am drinking the Jameson cold brew
I am
whiskey.
I am drinking Screwball still. I just love it, you guys. If you get a chance, you really need to give it a whirl. It's peanut butter whiskey, and it's smooth.
It's so smooth, and it's not sweet. It's got a strong peanut butter flavor, but it's not strong. It's not like a syrupy fake flavor.
No.
They actually use peanuts. It says on the label, contains peanuts. It's not fake. Oh, it's so good.
God, it's so good.
Well, I said that I couldn't buy more Screwball until I finished my Stout Edition Jameson. But now I have this cold brew, and I might never buy Screwball again.
Well, then
Just
you'll
kidding.
have
I will
someone.
like next week.
Right. You'll have someone you come here because I already have.
Alrighty. Then I won't drink my cold brew too fast. Oh, we should
Okay.
also remind people that we are going to start having an e-newsletter.
We are, so sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah, if you go to our website, thegardentarts.com, you can sign up. And as soon as we figure out exactly what that content is, you will get it.
Yes. And it will be interesting.
Yeah, we promise.
Yeah. Promise, even though we have no
Well,
idea what
even
that's
if
going to
it's
be.
just like, hey, the new app's out.
Right. We'll say something, we'll word it some way that you can only get that exact wording through our newsletter and nowhere
Yeah.
else.
Our special words.
Yeah, it's exclusive content in our newsletter that you can't get anywhere else.
We're really selling it, man.
I think we are. It's just tired in here. I don't know why.
It's only Tuesday.
I know. It feels like it should be Thursday.
We had the longest weekend or week with a school play, which is finally over. Singing Willy Wonka songs like crazy. Yeah. Yesterday, my husband called me from work and he's like, I just wanted to remind you to think positive. He just calls me and puts little earworms in my head.
Oh my gosh.
I've got a golden ticket.
The pictures are absolutely adorable.
They do such a good job. I had a little Oompa Loompa, and she was to die for.
I've just had a busy work week, but I have a really, really busy week and weekend. Oh my God, my weekend's just nuts. I'm going to see some sort of Queen tribute at the Ferguson Center.
Oh.
On Friday night. And then Saturday morning, I have to get my hair done because it's bad.
Because your Irish roots are showing?
My Irish roots are showing. And then my baby cousins, their parents are going on a overnight belated Valentine's Day trip to Richmond. And so I'm watching my baby cousins who happen to be like old. Like
they're not
driving age. They just kind of want someone there in case there's an emergency at
That's
night.
fair.
I don't know that I'm any more responsible than this 16-year-old. No, I'm kidding. I am. But we're going to dinner and then we might watch the UVA game and I'm just going to have fun with them because they are really, really super great kids. And then Sunday morning, I leave their house and I go with my dad to take my mom for her birthday brunch. Her birthday's Friday.
Yay!
But we're not celebrating it until Sunday.
Oh, we'll give Leslie my best for her birthday.
I will. I'm getting her a coat because she likes mine. I think it's only a matter of time until I don't have a coat anymore.
So you're trying to preempt.
I'm going to get her a coat.
My
dad got her a very, very nice Coach bag. And my brother is getting her an Apple Watch, of which she is wearing mine now. And it's like the beginning of the end of the world.
Oh my gosh.
I keep getting these like heartbeat messages like every 5 minutes. It's just a heartbeat text message.
She's just tapping it.
Yeah, I'm just like, man, this is gonna be fun for everybody.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. I think she'll use it well once she gets over the initial
excitement.
This is a new toy. And not only, but listen to this though, you guys. So my car has been really weird. So I was listening to our podcast this past weekend and my brother called and all of a sudden it's my podcast and my brother on the phone. It's both noise at the same time.
That's so weird.
Like, oh my God, something is just not working here. I don't know if it's my phone or my car, but one of them is really fighting the other and it's not pleasant. I get in my car Monday morning and it must have had a software update because I have this whole new, it's like I got a new phone.
How cool is that?
It's like I got a new car. And it's like all of a sudden it's a totally different screen that is amazing and makes everything so much easier to use. And I couldn't even believe it when I got in the car. I seriously felt like I got a new car. So,
I remember when I got my car and it's got the screen and the Bluetooth and the GPS and that was the fanciest fucking thing ever. And then like 6 months later, it's like stupid.
Mine's still fairly new, so I'm still enjoying its high-techness, but
I just mean mine like it's outdated already. Right. Like yours is so cool.
God, I love it. I really do feel like when I drove home yesterday, I'm like, oh my God, I have a new car.
That's really fun.
It's not new. I've had it for, actually, St. Patrick's Day will be 1 year.
Okay, so should we get into our 4 fun facts?
I think we should. Would you like to have the honors of going first?
Sure. I have one. It's actually a twofer.
Okay.
So they're both about YouTube videos, so I thought I would lump them together. And the first is that we all know that, or many of us know that The Edge is married to Morley Steinberg, who is a choreographer that works with the band, and she was the belly dancer on the Zeropa leg of the Zoo TV tour, if I read that properly. And I also learned that Bono met her during the Joshua Tree tour. But before that, when they did the music video for With or Without You, she is the girl in With or Without You. And they never met then.
That is a
Complete
fun fact.
and total coincidence.
Little did she know that years later.
It's going to be her world.
Yep.
The other one is, and I was reminded of this because I was watching The Walking Dead last night.
Don't tell me I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I won't tell you. But Alpha, who is one of the main characters this season, is the girl in the Electrical Storm video.
She is.
And it was so weird. I read that not too long ago, and I was like, no. And I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh, hot damn.
Samantha Morton, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's cool I was glad someone pointed that out.
Yeah.
I thought those were fun.
Yes.
So what about you? Do you have a fun fact? Number 2?
Yes, number 2. My second fun fact is... Okay, so All That You Can't Leave Behind is the only album ever in the history of the Grammys to have 2 different singles win Grammy Awards for Record of the Year in 2 different years. Obviously, they only give that award once a year. In 2001, it was for Beautiful Day, and in 2002, it was for Walk On. No one else has had an album where they've had 2 different albums of the year.
That is crazy. I wonder if there are any other artists that could even be a possibility for, if the timing of releases.
And maybe they're the only ones that won.
Yeah.
So this is just a little fun fact, which I've always had. So album of the year is a full-length album, and record of the year can be a single.
Yes.
So that's what that is. But you 2 are the only ones in the history of the Grammys that have won 2 records of the year off the same album.
I was reading something today, but Edge said something like, how the song had great potential, but it was never a good record. That's definitely a released single. Because of the Grammys, I know that terminology. Otherwise, I think of a record, I think of an LP, a vinyl.
Right.
I think of a whole collection of songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely the industry terminology.
Anyways,
good job. Yeah.
They have a total of 22 Grammy Awards. That's
a lot. It's a lot of Grammys that I recorded on VHS.
Yep. That's for sure.
Hey there, friends. Jenny here from the Garden Tarts, and I want to tell you about Anchor, which is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it is 100% free, and there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard across multiple platforms, including Spotify and Apple. You can make money with your podcast, and it's everything you need to create a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
So do you want to hear fun fact number 3?
I do.
I just learned this today on the Twitter. So U2 Songs has a new interview article out with someone that worked really closely. Oh, I'm butchering this exactly who he was. He was someone close to the band at those Dandelion Market shows.
Yes.
In Dublin. And I have not had a chance to read the article yet. It's lengthy, but people keep quoting it, and it sounds like it's amazing. So go check that out, u2songs.com. But someone in this Twitter thread commented that one of those 8 shows was the only U2 show ever without the Edge, because he was at the hospital because they thought he had meningitis.
Oh my God. I absolutely did not know that.
Yeah, and I guess Bono called for a punter to come fill in for him. I don't know who it ended up being. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but I guess
really crazy.
When when you think about like that early photo shoot where Larry couldn't be there because he was at work, so like Googie filled in.
Right. They weren't really all that integral, back
No.
then.
So I guess you do what you got to do when you're working to break it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think most people know that there was a show in Australia without Adam. But then, do you remember that it was like a big Product Red show in New York?
Yeah.
And it was right after Bono had his bicycle accident. And the punters they called in were Bruce Springsteen, Chris Martin, and I believe Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, I remember Bruce and Chris. She was there too.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
My heart hurt that day.
It really hurt. I don't think I watched that for a while after it happened. Like, I was way too...
Yeah, I saw it and I was so glad that his friends were there filling in for him. But that was just like, I felt like,
God,
I imagine him like watching it being like, that's my band.
I'm sure he had no idea that was going down.
And hopefully he was well medicated and
I hope so.
Unaware of the situation.
That was just so sad. But for like months after that, random people would come up to me and ask, "How's Bono doing?" And I'm like, "He's great. He asked about you too." I don't know.
He's great. He asked about you.
Like, I said it so many times just like that. Like, I go into a restaurant and see my parents' friends or something, and they're like, "How's Bono?" And I'm like, "He's great. He asked how you were doing." Just so you know, though, I don't know Bono well enough for him to ask how my parents' friends are doing. So that's just, me being funny. In case you thought we were that connected, we are not.
No. We know what's in the news as you do. Maybe. I'm just kidding.
Are you ready for fun fact 4?
Yes, hit me with it.
Okay, fun fact 4 is that, so Adam was born in England. I believe it was Oxfordshire.
Sure.
Bridge.
Done. It was in the neighborhood.
It was Oxfordshire Bridgeton.
Yes.
In England. Oxfordshire. I'm pretty sure it was Oxfordshire.
Okay.
Anyway, he was born there, and his father was an airline pilot. Yeah. And so he was a couple years old. They moved to Nairobi, where he lived for several years. Nairobi. Did you? I had no idea. It is brand new. We learned
recently that he lived in India for a little bit when he was younger. We learned that when they played Mumbai.
Right.
But I didn't know about Nairobi.
Yeah, I read that. And then it was not a great political climate there. Yeah. And so his father was offered a job in Hong Kong or in Ireland. And spoiler alert, he took the job in Ireland. And the rest is history. But I did not know that.
I always think of him as worldly, but he's been worldly forever.
He's very multifaceted, that Adam of ours.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like he's a big question mark. There's so much about him we don't know.
I know.
And good for him for keeping it that way.
Yeah, right?
I have a lot of questions to ask Adam over cake.
And do you think he's like a LaCroix kind of guy? Does he like his water sparkling or flat? Or just like a nice hot tea?
It might be tea. Maybe like some, I don't know, green tea or something.
Oh, that might be nice. Yeah.
Whatever Adam wants, we'll drink.
Yeah, for sure.
The other interesting thing I read about Adam, which is part 2 of Fun Fact 4, was that his wife Mariana used to be a human rights attorney.
Oh,
just like Amal Clooney, George Clooney's wife.
I was going to ask, does she know George Clooney's wife?
I don't know, because...
Probably,
but just, Mariana is from Brazil. And apparently now she runs some art gallery in London.
Oh, wow.
And New York. They have places in New York and London. I don't know what it's called.
Very cool. I did not know any of that about her.
She just sounds fascinating to me.
I know.
feel like we should ask her some questions over cake and whiskey.
Yeah.
Move aside, Adam.
Move on over.
Yep. So
Hey,
have
those
you
were
had
some.
any sort of U2 in your life this week that's not related to four fun facts?
So just tonight, I was doing my almost 10-year-old's bedtime, and she was trying to pick out a book to read. And she's looking at her bookshelf, and she's just like staring. She's like, "Oh, Mom, I think one of your books is up here." And I was like, I don't really think so. What is it? She's like, she pulls it out. It's like, "Who is Bono?"
I have that book right there.
I was like, "Oh no, honey, that was a Christmas present for you."
Is that the yellow book?
We call them,
Yeah, that's the one that Charlie and Max have.
yes, we call them,
Okay.
the kids at school call them big head books
Okay, I gotcha.
because
I've actually don't
they
think
have
I've
big
seen that.
heads on them.
Yeah.
Yes, I sent one to your brother.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I've read the whole thing.
That's funny.
But other than that, I haven't had much U2-ness, like random U2-ness in my life recently. I listened to a lot of Octon Baby
I've been
last
listening to
week,
that a lot too.
and now I need to get back into it.
I heard a song on it that I've heard 8 million times, and I don't know why, but all of a sudden it like took on a new life for me.
That's exciting.
And it took me a really long time to come to this point in my life, I think, but we'll discuss it when the time is right. But I've been listening to a lot of Octung Baby.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I've been listening to our podcasts, even our Rattle and Hum Part 2 that you guys haven't heard yet.
Yes.
And it's really good, and we are really funny, and I think I snort. I think I laughed so hard I snorted.
And you asked me to cut it out, and I didn't.
You did not cut it out. I noticed that today.
I think it's appropriate.
And so I got in my car with my brand new car that feels like a brand new car with the software update. And I got in my car today with the intention of finishing listening to our Rattle and Hum app. But when I got in the car, my radio station was 80s on 8, and it was Angel of Harlem.
Rattle and Hum.
What are the odds of that happening? And then I'm like, oh, it's pretty likely.
Well, it's likely that a U2 song came on. The
Right.
likelihood of it being
It
a
being
Rattle and Hum song.
a million years ago, I was in the grocery store or something with my brother, and some song came on, and I'm like, oh! He was like, you realize they're one of the biggest bands in the world. They're not just yours. And I'm like, what? They are just mine.
I don't hear them on the radio that much. Like, I don't have Sirius or any XM radio, so we just listen to the regular, like we listen to the current popular stuff. Like that's what the kids want to hear, and it turns out I like it too. So when a U2 song comes on the radio for me, it is not often.
Yeah.
And it is not, it's maybe a few times a year at like the grocery store or something. It's not an insane amount of time. So I quickly tweet about it because this seems like the world needs to know.
Right. Anyway, it's always an exciting thing. Like, these are my guys. We're all, you can hear.
People want to listen to them. People besides us want to listen to them.
Right. Us and, you listeners. I feel like it's just our little club. And when you're in the grocery store, just hearing that song in the fresh air, it's out in the wild. So we don't have any YouTube news. They've been laying low, which is good. You need to take their own time to...
Yeah. Bono just did a thing at the UN in New York.
He did.
Something 5. It's about girls and education. Oh yeah, Bono was at the UN in New York with Mary Robinson to help launch the Drive for 5 campaign, which is supporting education for girls and women around the world. And I really think I watched a lot of it live and then some recorded. I really think he was there as a supporting celebrity appearance. I really think he was there to draw attention because he didn't have any like major speech or anything. He was a little bit part of a panel, but this is not his campaign, was my impression. He's just supporting it. And I guess
What a good guy our Bono is.
When Bono wants to show up to help draw attention, you don't say no.
Right. He also was in Dublin with a
team. Yeah.
Yeah, and he served some sort of soup, like a waiter.
It was weird. He was like, I don't know what this is.
He
Do
said
you
to
want
the
it on
guy,
your rice?
he was like, he said to the guy, pretend your waiter's just giving you really bad service.
Give me a look or something.
Like, we don't have to pretend, buddy.
It was adorable. This is shit. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, here's a piece of non-Bono U2 news.
Okay.
If you can believe that exists. The Edge is going to be on a song with the band 5 Seconds of Summer. Oh, the new 5 Seconds of Summer album. It's called Calm. The Edge is featured on a song. Ryan Tedder has been working on the album.
Oh, that's very interesting.
So we will look for that. It looks like March 27th is the release for that. So it'll be interesting to see what that is.
This is also news to me.
Yeah. It says that 5 Seconds of Summer have revealed that the album will feature contributions from The Edge and Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine. Pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So if y'all don't know, Ryan Tedder, who is famous for being the front man of
What? One Republic.
One Republic,
I really wanted to say One Direction.
worked on Songs of Experience and Songs of Innocence. And I would not be surprised if he continues to show up.
I think I have read that he's already working with U2.
He's at least been talking with them about it, I am sure.
They opened for U2
in Cleveland.
And he was adorable.
He was so adorable.
Really adorable. And he was like, so now you guys are like, oh, that's who they are when they sang that song that we all know.
That Apologize song.
Right.
And he was like, if you don't know this song, you've been living under a rock. Right. And he's kind of making fun.
Yes, you guys figured it out who we are.
I think he was making fun of like how much that song. But it was really like a greatest hits kind of opening act. It was fun. And
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I had, well, you were there. Our girls were at the show. Yeah. And I was worried that it would be, it's a very, very long day and a very late night for these little people. And I was like, oh, the opener is going to seem so long to them. But they knew every song because they're all on the radio.
That's really cool.
So that made it more fun because they knew them all.
We'll have to talk about that later when we do our ep about opening bands, which was a suggestion from my brother Will. Yeah. And I'm very excited about that because I have had such amazing opportunities to see these bands at U2 shows that, holy crap.
So I have this new friend at the gym. Her name is Ryan, and eventually she'll listen to this. So hi, Ryan. And we discovered
Ryan, nice to meet you.
We discovered each other because I had a U2 hoodie on, and she was like, oh, and I was like, oh, and we became instant best friends. And she was saying how she had been to Pittsburgh, which is about a 2-hour drive from where we are, to a U2 show. And we started talking about it because we both just went to see the Lumineers a few weeks ago here in Cleveland. And I was like, oh, did you see them when they opened for U2 in Pittsburgh? And she was like, no, I'll have to look. The Interpol opened when I saw U2 in Pittsburgh. And I'm like, no, I've been to like every U2 show in Pittsburgh in the last 20 years, and I've never seen Interpol. And then I looked it up, and sure as hell, she was at the 360 show where Interpol opened, and I apparently have no memory of it. You were there. Any memory of them?
So I know I remember seeing them. I just get like switch spots around with.
It was supposed to be someone else.
And the Machine.
And the Machine, yeah.
So I know I think I saw 4 360 shows in 2011, and I know that at FedEx, it was Florence. And you know what? It was Florence at FedEx and East Lansing, and then at Giant Stadium in Pittsburgh, it was Interpol.
Really?
Which I was excited to see Interpol, and I kind of thought they were a little lackluster, to tell you the
I don't
truth.
have any memory. Yeah, she was like, well, maybe if the opening band wasn't of interest to you, you just got there later.
No.
Like, no, honey, I was there
Yeah. No.
I had no
Yeah.
option.
I
Before,
don't
during, and after.
specifically remember them at Giant Stadium,
Yeah.
Interpol. But I don't remember them. God, I think I'm right with this order. I
Um,
do remember seeing them, that's all I know. Because I thought that they would be amazing. Because like my friend that I went to a couple shows with was like they were like one of his favorite bands.
yeah.
And I was just kind of like, well,
Mm,
it kind of
disappointing.
sucked. Florence was amazing.
Did I see Florence?
I don't think you
I
did.
don't think so.
Because I made up this whole story about the band. Like in my imagine, I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
I made up this whole story and I started telling it to my friend in at FedEx, and he was like, "This is a really good story." So I finished telling it to Amanda. I just kept making up a story.
Yeah.
The different band members, yeah. So I have an interesting I've been to Pittsburgh story. I
Okay.
a couple of years ago, I really screwed up my shoulder. I had like tendonitis that had like weighted my shoulder down, and I have
Ugh.
little teeny
Like just
like
tears.
tears in my rotator cuff or whatever. It's
Yeah.
totally fine now. I had a cortisone shot, and it's lasted like 2.5 years. But this doctor who gave me the cortisone shot, and I'm not afraid of needles, but this made me nervous.
Well, those
Um,
are huge ass
yeah.
shots.
And
I've had
so
them.
he was super cute and he was trying to distract me. And he like playing this game with like one better. And so he was like, I have to tell you, I have the same problem with my shoulder, but I'm older than you. So
Hmm.
it's worse and I win. And I'm like, okay, you do win. And he said something about, I don't remember what it was. And he was like, so I win. And he was like, have you traveled recently? And I'm like, yeah, I just got back from Pittsburgh. And he was like, I just got back from Pittsburgh, but I win. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why do you win? And he was like, I went to see U2 show. And I'm like, oh, oh, I win. I
Yes.
went to see the U2 show, and that was the show that we were right under Bonner's mic stand. And
Yep.
I'm like, where were you? And he's like, now I'm gonna stab you with this giant needle. And luckily, I've not had to go back to see him. Though I would love to. He was entertaining.
I had a cortisone shot in my shoulder and it didn't do shit. So
My God, this
that's
like
when I
for
got surgery.
right for like 2 weeks after, I was in the worst pain of my whole life. Like I thought I was gonna die, and he said, "Come back in 2 weeks if it's not better."
Yeah.
And it was like 2 days shy of 2 weeks, and I woke up, and all of a sudden I was like
I'm free.
healed. Yeah, so I had to go through a whole Joshua Tree tour with a hurt shoulder.
Well, I know someone else that went through an entire Joshua Tree tour with a hurt shoulder.
Ooh.
Bono.
Oh, we have
Different
that in
tour.
common. I actually
Different
never
tour,
thought
same songs.
different tour, same album. I
Different.
never thought I didn't get put that together until now, but
I didn't either till now.
I was not in great shape for that tour at
No,
all. But
you
I did
weren't.
it.
You
I did
did.
it. And I was
Pers-
really careful. So like when I flew on airplanes, I flew on the right side. And I made sure my seat was always on the right side because my left shoulder hurt. And I like to be at the window.
and you wanted to lean.
I wanted to lean, so I had to make sure. That was a lot of flight. I'm all good now.
Well, should we say farewell to these four fun facts?
You should.
Willy Wonka and cortisone shots
And whiskey shots.
and whiskey shots. And
For
I
fun
feel like we
facts.
should do this again and just keep collecting facts.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
definitely. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah. You can just go to thegardentarts.com and it links to everything.
Yep, we're all there. And Thank you. We love you guys.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Also, we love hearing from people and chatting with people, and of course, we love talking you too. So you can drop us a line on Instagram or Twitter at _Garden Tarts, or you can even email us at wearethegardentarts@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you soon. If you enjoy this podcast, we would love it if you would share it with your other YouTube-loving friends, as well as leave a review for us on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. We would really, really love that. May your music be loud and your whiskey be strong. Until next time, cheers.